Arma 3 DayZ is a solid, yet frustrating experience, using a lot of the newer Arma 3 features, guns, maps, and gameplay elements to give the player a unique way of playing a zombie survival, but remaining somewhat true to the original Arma 2 DayZ mod. DayZ Standalone is similar, yet very different. It gives a lot of survival experiences and features to the player, while offering something very insular, as opposed to the Arma 3 DayZ mod's diversified and abundant features. But the important question is, in this modern gaming landscape, which one is better? I've played DayZ Standalone for a long time. Some of my older videos feature the game in its earlier stages with a lot more bugs, but a lot more simplicity. There's a certain nostalgia for that era of gaming, particularly with games like DayZ Standalone. Standalone has come a long way since then, with new updates that showcase what the players want, but a lot of issues that are the exact opposite of what the players want. Keep in mind, I'm only talking about the vanilla experience of DayZ Standalone with this video. I'm not talking about any of the mods, the modded experience that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the vanilla experience. Helicopters are a great example of a feature that the fans have wanted for a long time, but still have not received in the vanilla game. Lots of quality of life features have made the game a more refined experience, but it feels like a lot of things are overlooked. They tried to build a game from scratch, which always comes with its own issues, but it's still commendable that they wanted to deliver something that is more focused, something that really is its own thing and in its own world. In fact, there's an amazing video I watched about elements that would improve the game greatly, which will pop up as a card on screen now, that showcases a lot more of these elements. Put simply, it feels like they're focusing on the wrong things. Although this is the case, the survival elements are very well implemented and very well done. The crafting is amazing, and it's something that Arma 3 DayZ has, but isn't implemented as well. That's what makes this experience so good, is that they're willing to focus on those things, but they've gone down the wrong path and have started to focus on the smaller, less impactful things. As a result, the player base has dwindled and has only spiked during some of the somewhat larger updates, but they've left soon after. This is why people want something new, fresh, and different. This is why people have started to play games like Stalker Anomaly, or even the Stalker Gamma mod for Stalker Anomaly. Even free games that utilize survival elements, or completely unique, separate, just completely different worlds. You know, PUBG, Ready or Not, Ground Branch, those kind of games. It's also why a lot of us, including me, have dipped into the world of standalone mods. They play completely different experiences from what we get in the vanilla game. Arma 3 DayZ, however, does deliver on a lot of these things that are missing in Standalone, but fails on others. There is a ridiculous amount of bugs and glitches, an unwanted experience, in not only the DayZ mod, but also in other mods for Arma 3, and I'd suspect just Arma 3 vanilla. The mod support is good, but the game runs in a very strange way. It sometimes reaches 60 FPS, but spikes to 40 or 15 randomly. There's a significant input delay in a lot of instances, and a lot of the time when replacing your backpack, for example. Everything from the previous bag just disappears into thin air. It's absolutely ridiculous how this game is running and what it's dependent on with your hardware. I believe Arma 3 is a CPU intensive game, which just makes it a hellscape experience for a lot of players to indulge in. It's really difficult to play it sometimes. You know, you're running into a building and you're just having to spend half the time waiting for the fucking input delay to update. It's ridiculous. It's frustrating. All the little trolly-wollies might go, "Oh, why don't you get a better PC there?" Not everyone has that. I'm lucky. I have a great PC. I'm lucky that I'm fortunate enough to have it, but a lot of people have weaker systems. A lot of people can't afford it. And it just shouldn't be in the game in the first place. DayZ Standalone does not have this issue at all. And for a survival, quick-paced, fast-paced game, especially even in Arma 3 Vanilla, it should not happen. And also a modern title. It's ridiculous. I could talk about this all day, so I'm going to stop. But here's the thing. The game has more vehicles, and it has more guns, and it has more items because it's Arma 3. Same with Arma 2 was that, obviously there were a lot of helicopters because it's a military sim. It wouldn't be the case if it wasn't based on Arma 2, taken from Arma 2. So obviously there's that upside, and there are more guns, many more maps, and some really great AI interactions, but also frustrating. Yeah, it's better than nothing. These features make the experience a lot more comparable, and it fills up the game with more enjoyment and more interactions, I think. Even though this is the case, it feels like you're unwelcome in the world of Arma 3. By that I mean the DayZ mod has started to go downhill in terms of servers that you can find, in terms of the experiences you can have, and also there are just so many elements that it just almost feels like it shouldn't be in the game in a way. That's why DayZ Standalone feels a lot more polished, and it's obviously going to feel polished because it's a game, as opposed to a mod. But I think a lot of those things could be smoothed over. The zombie element is also difficult to put your finger on. When you do run into zombies, it dwindles how effective, well-modeled, and realistic they are. Sometimes you'll run into even, one zombie, or two, or three. And then sometimes you'll go into Electro, or you'll go into a very populated city, and there will be none. It's ridiculous. In that sense, it feels quite unbalanced, and it feels empty, which is, obviously a massive shame, since Arma 2 DayZ mod is what started a lot of people's love for the zombie survival subgenre, and started a lot of things, even battle royale games. So that's a big shame. So, which one is better? Which one is not only more fun, filled with more features and captivating experience, but is also focused on what it wants to be, what it is, and what it can become? Well, that depends on what you want. If you want something more akin to a broader experience that can sometimes feel empty but is a very focused game that knows what it is, you should go for DayZ Standalone. It's definitely got the player base that it still has even after all these years, because it knows what it is. Even your gear having, badly damaged, ruined states, different states like that, small features that make it more realistic can make you want to play DayZ Standalone as opposed to Arma 3 DayZ. But if you want something that has a bit of a smaller community and has more features to it, then you might want to go with the Arma 3 DayZ. It's got a lot of the elements carried over from Arma 3, as I said. The AI, the looting is different, and finding vehicles is easier. But again, it's not as focused and it's not as smooth. It's sometimes a much more enjoyable experience with the AI, particularly with the AI, but it's gonna have that issue. So really, it's up to what you want. Both games are incredible, and I tell you right now, I'm gonna be playing probably both of them a lot in the years to come, particularly DayZ Standalone for me personally. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this was comprehensive enough to help you make a decision. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I'm out.